Mabuhay, this is Bob from Love Beyond the Sea. This is an article from Philstar Global. It's about the Philippines. The title is Philippines Shuns, UN Calls to Legalize Same-Sex Marriage. Now, I want to talk about this because it's Philippines related, and for the men like myself that went to the Philippines to look for a wife, it's possible you know next to nothing if you haven't done any research about the country itself. And you can always ask Filipinos or the person you're been chatting with, but until you're there in person, it helps to learn what you can. And so I wanted to read this article for you. Once in a while I do these updates so even I can understand what's going on in the Philippines, where my wife is from. Now, it's from Manila, Philippines. It says the Philippines has ignored calls from a United Nations body to legalize same-sex marriage and enact other pieces of legislation that seek to protect the members of the LGBT community from discrimination and allow divorce in the country. Such recommendations from other UN member states during last week's Universal Periodic Review in Geneva were, quote, not acceptable. Justice Secretary Jesus Crispin, I'll pronounce his name, Remula, said in his radio program, the Philippines has the largest Catholic population in Asia. So usually you hear about 80% Catholic, and so you can tell in this article that at this point still the Philippines is a conservative country. Continuing at the same time, Remula said the country also rejected proposals to allow abortion and divorce, because there's no divorce in the Philippines right now, and enact the SOGIE bill, whatever that's pronounced, which seeks to protect the members of LGBT community from discrimination. So those two proposals were rejected by the Philippines. And quoting this person, they want the SOGIE, SOGIE bill for same-sex marriage to have the same as in their countries. He says, so that's not acceptable for us. They really want a lot to be implemented here, Remula said in Filipino. He led the country's delegation to the United Nations Human Rights Council meeting last week. Divorce, even though we want it, he said, needs a thorough discussion, given that ours is a Catholic nation, he added. Now, I am not Catholic, but I did like the idea that there was no divorce in the Philippines. That made me actually feel more comfortable about marrying a Filipina. Continuing with the article, while there are city ordinances that protect the rights of the gay community, activists have expressed concern that the absence of an anti-discrimination legislation for LGBTs and stiff opposition from religious groups and conservative senators could offset any progress made at the local level. Meanwhile, an opinion poll in 2018 showed 53% of adult Filipinos agreed that married couples who have already separated and can no longer reconcile should be allowed to divorce so they can legally get married again. And that's the end of that article. It tells you some things about the Philippines as a nation. Yes, there's pressure, I guess you could call it, from some to legalize divorce in the Philippines. And, I'm sure I'm not the only one that, and let me know what you think about these ideas in this video. I'm not the only one that likes the idea that there's no divorce in the Philippines because it makes me feel like I can trust her better. Let me know what you guys think. But I'm sure a lot of men are also thinking, boy, the floodgates are going to open in the Philippines if they allow divorce. Is it going to be no-fault divorce like started here in this country decades ago that I think has just caused all kinds of upheaval of marriages and turmoil and parenting issues? Certainly don't want the dam to break in the Philippines and have a flood of easy divorce. There's enough unfaithfulness over there. There's a lot of cheating. There's a lot of mistresses. So let me know what you think about these things, especially the last one here about making divorce legal in the Philippines right now, if a woman has been married or is married, but no longer with her spouse, they're considered separated, but they're still considered married. So if a Westerner were to have a relationship with her, he would be having a relationship with a married woman. And that husband could come out of nowhere. He might be in a different island, but word travels fast over there. And, he could threaten the foreigner with who knows what for some money. So best not to engage in that. We'll just see what happens over there. But in the meanwhile, the Philippines is open for people to visit. I've already been there this year. Wife and I went in May. That was our 5th time going, or my 5th time. And I don't know if I'll go back again, but for those of you looking for wives, I still think it's a good idea to try to find love beyond the sea.